Let me
software.
select the one that I created. Good to know. So you can set up one on the fly, or you can set one up beforehand.
What is one that you're talking about setting up?
The the thingy that I was just talking about. Broadcast controls. So the broadcast controls will let you set it up on the fly or beforehand. All right. Well,
Are you streaming?
I am. As you can see, that I'm also going to record. All right.
Like you're on live on YouTube right now?
We are live on YouTube right now. Daxula on YouTube for the first time.
God damn it.
For the first time. And I'll
Is your screen just show that video loop over and over again still?
Until I get back.
Okay, I was just making sure it wasn't stuck or something on my screen. He goes live and then he goes AFK, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. I mean, I didn't really alert anybody that I was switching over to YouTube, so there's not going to be anybody here for a while.
Your throngs of followers.
This isn't my usual setup either. I was just setting everything up, so this is our test session. It's not going to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. This stream is brought to you by Shinerbach.
Okay, you're going to have to help me then, because somehow you conquered the live streaming connection, and mine has not. Mine still has this loop on YouTube that says connect streaming software to go live. I guess I could stop going live and then start again and see if I can connect it. Because OBS?
If I'm being completely honest, I haven't checked the YouTube side. Connect streaming software to go live.
Is that what yours says?
Hang on. It's actually... It was thinking. No, it says I've been live this whole time, right?
I don't know. I don't have a link to your channel or anything.
Yeah, it says I've been live for over 2 minutes. Just loaded my watermark. It had, yeah, I'm live. So, it might have been the same thing. It might have been the fact that I didn't have YouTube not minimized. So, I'm currently doing this with just one of my screens, but I can pull the other screen out if I need to. I don't hear anything. It says my audio.
I don't understand.
Your screen just went kaput.
Why?
Let me see. Let's see if the app has volume.
Oh, this says I'm live.
Oh, yep.
Am I live?
Let me see. Let's see if the app has volume.
Oh, this says I'm live.
Got your volume too? We're good.
Yep. Nice.
Your camera went gafunked though. Let me see if that was because of me.
You don't see me in Discord no more?
It was because of me. When I went over to YouTube. I would say all in all, this is a little less complicated than Twitch. Did you get yours up and running?
I don't know. I think so.
I'll pull the app up and check on you also. 1 second. I don't Actually, I don't think I have you on YouTube. What's your channel name?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm live. That's wild.
What's your channel name? Damn it.
I'm sorry. It's brains.
You're just
Oh my
Brains on
god.
YouTube? You were lucky enough to get Brains on YouTube?
I don't know, but I hear like 3 or 4 versions of us going right now in a loop.
Oh, I don't know what you're doing. On mine, I checked it. Audio's good on this end.
I went to my channel and I started listening to the stream, which is like a 2 or 3 second lag. Can I send you a message in Discord with a link? Yeah, copy video link.
Well, just tell me what your... Is it The Brains?
I don't know it.
Is it BRAINZ?
How do I even tell what it is?
When you log in, what does it say?
Oh, I log in with david.jason.rogers at gmail.com.
That's not your YouTube name.
I think I changed my YouTube name to Brains.
Just BRAINZ?
Oh, it's at Brains.
BRAINZ?
No, Brains with an S twice.
Got it.
Brains. What is yours?
Daxula.
Daxula.
So simple. Wow, a lot of shit comes up under Brains.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you find users?
Usually you just hit the search bar.
I searched Daxula and you did not pop up.
What? I found you.
I'm just saying.
Do at Daxula.
There you are. I subscribe.
I subscribe. Woo-woo.
You have 1 subscriber.
It doesn't show you live.
I may not. Well, no, I'm live.
Am I live?
Let's see. Yeah, it says you are. Yeah. It's got
not...
the little live picture at the bottom of your icon.
Here it is.
There's 1 subscriber.
You apparently have like a live wallpaper. I had to actually click on it. All right, we have conquered some of it. Now I need to conquer the chat.
Where you at?
Sorry, live chat is currently unavailable. Let's figure out why. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. No. So I need to figure out why the chat is unavailable.
I think my chat's available.
On your OBS, does it say it's available?
Yeah.
Wonder why mine doesn't.
Yeah, I chat in my chat. What reasons could it have for not being? Did you sign into OBS?
Yeah.
Into your YouTube over there? So it's got your broadcast on one tab and then on the chat.
Yeah, everything's working, but the chat says it's not available.
Did you pick whether or not you were for kids?
I picked not for kids.
In the broadcast setup?
Yeah. But it's okay because I popped out the chat. So. we're good. And I also, yeah, there's that. Let me see.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to make something visible to you.
Are you sleeping?
Huh?
Looked like you fell asleep.
Who? Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I was talking.
Yeah, dude. I'm talking to you.
I was talking to you. How was I asleep
When?
while I was talking? That whole time I've been talking to you.
No, I haven't heard shit.
Yeah, I was talking to you that whole time.
No, dude. No.
Yeah.
You just went like 2 minutes of silence, though. 2 minutes of
I may
silence,
have
right?
gone, I would say 45 seconds at most while I was trying to figure something out. There was definitely no 2
You
minutes.
dozed off, I think. You dozed off. You went to sleep. I looked over there and your eyes were closed.
Yeah, yeah.
One of those kinky people thinks people want to pay and watch them sleep. You got a strobe light going on over there or what?
Strobe light? I have a light.
I don't know. Your stream.
Oh no, I was just messing with Windows. I want this stupid chat tutorial to go away. How do I get that to go away? I hate that. Alright, well. I would say we're doing pretty good. I have to work on my
We're live, dude. We're
yeah, no,
live.
yeah. I have to work on my in OBS
No
chat.
shit.
I have to work on my in OBS chat, but that's really it. Um, I also need to figure out how to show a document in OBS, not just an image,
You
but a document.
create you create a source. You can either share your screen and have the document up on your screen, or you can create a source from an application. Yeah, you go plus on the sources. I think I'm pretty sure I've done this. Window capture, that's what you're looking for.
Well, until
All the way at the bottom.
but until I get until I put the second stream in or screen, I can't do that.
you talking again?
Huh? Was I
I
talking?
said, is this you talking again?
I was definitely
No,
talking.
you went silent again.
No, I was responding to you.
Yep.
What a slideshow. I wonder if will a slideshow pull in a PDF?
Maybe. I really can't answer that one.
Let's see. Nope. Image files only. Fascinating that there's so much built around cameras and images, but nothing around text, other than text.
You can do text
Yeah, but it's a lot.
in. Oh, it's like you don't want to put it in the OBS text window thing?
Yeah, it would be so complicated. We don't want to do that. But
What is it?
I'll figure something out. I was just going to show you the Republican agenda that they released. So
Oh,
you remember when Trump started? Did you hear that he was denying Project 2025?
yeah, totally.
So before we do this, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there because I've actually gotten a lot of shit because I'm usually kind of anti-political pagan that I am, and I've been getting a lot of shit about being political. But I'll be honest, I don't even see this election is not just political. It is existential and it is environmental. I mean, I know that the shit has been real before. In 2016, we didn't know how real it was. In 2020, I think people did. But now, I don't know. If one guy wins, we continue as a democracy with a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. If the other guy wins, we will not be a democracy, plain and simple. Um, in addition to that, and not only that, but I mean, I've told you before, my sister's life is going to be turned upside down. I've got friends whose lives are going to be turned upside down because they're in same-sex marriages or uh, they're pagans, whatever. And then all of the environmental stuff that we've been doing is going to be, they're already working on taking it down. Did you hear about them taking down the Chevron bill last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Supreme Court.
They're already working on.
That's a lot more than the environment.
Well, it is, but that's the main reason they're doing it. So the biggest, not biggest, one of the biggest things with Project 2025 to me is that they're, as the pagan that I am, is that they're trying to get rid of all of the environmental protocols that we have in place. The whole electric cars thing, that's because of the environment, um, not just the climate. Climate change is real, but not just because of that, but because of everything. I mean, the planet's basically rejecting us at this point. So all that work that has been done on the environment and future work on the environment is just being tossed out. Getting rid of the Chevron Act puts puts the choices on our environmental future back in the hands of people who don't know anything about it, basically. Um, so Project 2025, did you ever read it?
No, not the whole thing.
So I read all 900 and I think 26 pages. And I've read, what's funny is the new Republican, and I'll go over it with you, the new Republican agenda that they released is extremely short. it's it's exactly as if somebody put it together in one work day. Like seriously, I could put you and I an agenda together by tomorrow, a Thunder Thieves 2024 presidential agenda, and it would probably
Nice.
it would be more detailed than their current agenda. So getting rid of Chevron, it is one of the things that they wanted to do with Project 2025. It's putting everything being controlled by the government officials, rather than civil servants that actually are experts, like Fauci with the coronavirus. Same thing. So they want the government to not be limited by people who know better than government officials. In the case of Project 2025, Republicans, because they're setting up, they already have them. They're setting up these vetting schools, basically, where they train people to work for an extreme Republican government and to be loyal to their God Emperor, their convicted felon, sexual abuser, fraudster, God Emperor.
God Emperor.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Yeah, so going over their agenda is not going to do much if you don't know 2025. So, what do you know about Project 2025?
Just as like half of Trump's old staff went, and a couple of key guys went over to the Heritage Foundation, which has always been a right-wing nutbag think tank. Now it seems to be tacking even harder in that direction. But they're kind of leading the Project 2025, aren't they?
Yeah, so correct. So Trump, his administration actually used something similar to Project 2025 and incorporated 64% of it, I think it was. So they used something like this last time. I have to say it's probably good for our democracy that the coronavirus did hit, and I hate to say that about something that killed millions of people, but I think the only thing that stopped them from initiating more of it was the plague or pandemic. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah,
So
plague.
yeah, so he did incorporate 64% of it. They have been writing agendas for the Republican Party since, I think, before Reagan, but I think Reagan was the one that started incorporating a lot of it. And yes, like 31 of his staffers are in the credits of Project 2025. I haven't checked to see if they've taken it down. I checked a couple of days ago and it was still up, but I haven't checked recently. So I think 31 of his team members, and he's called most of them by name. You can still find proof of it on the internet. Tons of people have been posting it, debunking what he said. His press secretary is in the video.
Current?
There's videos of him shaking hands with the president, calling him by name, like the president of Heritage. He spoke at the Heritage Foundation, calling the president of the Heritage Foundation by name, praising him, praising his agenda, shaking his hand, saying that they're going to incorporate it. But then, I think on the 8th, he started denying it. That same day, they posted the new agenda.
They've got video of him saying he's going to
all this stuff. Yes.
espouse it?
Yes.
Wow.
Dude, the guy lies consistently.
Oh,
You have
yeah.
to know that. The debate, so here's the kicker. The double standards are the big issue. The debate was 90 minutes of Trump lying. Yeah, Biden made 3 mistakes. So if we'll call it by the same terminology. So we'll say that Biden made 3 mistakes. Trump made, I think, 34 mistakes.
Right.
Biden had a bad cold and was kind of out of it. He was also sharing a stage with a guy who lied 34 times in 90 minutes. Did not answer. He kind of answered one question. I think the first one he kind of answered. That was it. Trump didn't answer a question after that. And I watched it. I've watched all of them. And I've seen people posting these clips that are sent out by the different media stations. for the 90-minute, hour and a half long debate, posting these little bitty clips and saying, "You didn't see this on the debate," and I'm like, yeah, you actually did. You must not have watched it because you did see that on the debate. It's just one clip. So the media is literally flooding everything with Biden is old and should drop out, and the Democrats are saying he's going to drop out. Now, while there were a few Democrats that were panicking, which I thought was crazy, and saying that he should drop out, it was not as bad as the media has been saying. And ever since then, Biden has been hitting the road, talking on and off the prompter, stopping at restaurants, multiple. And everybody's like, he's fine. He's fine. He's old, but he's fine. In the meantime, Trump hid away. Project 2025 came out in the light because of the BET Awards and what's her, Taraji P. Henson. He badmouths people on his golf cart while he's handing out tons of cash, like tipping the caddies insane amounts of money. But he's asking for donations, mind you, and supposedly a lot of the donation money is going towards his insane legal bills too. He's praising what's his name, Hannibal Lecter again. He's guaranteeing that if he loses, there's going to be terrorist attacks on the U.S.
That's crazy.
Yes, it is. And that's the double standards I'm talking about. They both shared a stage for 90 minutes. Trump lied over 30 times. He got stuff wrong also, like slipped up on names, got stuck a couple of times, farted or shat his pants at least once. But the only thing you saw was Trump won and Biden, had a bad night. That was it. Trump won, Biden had a bad night. Trump won, Biden had a bad night. Why did the guy that lied 34 times win?
Because sadly enough, it's not about what they say; it's about how they say it.
Yes.
It's about the image they project.
Exactly. That's the problem. And so the big media owners, I don't know if you remember, a couple of years ago, I was furious because I think 193 media stations, they projected the same exact dialogue. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
So this media mogul, he had all 193 of his stations project the same dialogue, same time. That's how much power this person has. And especially as of tonight, those are the people that Biden has basically declared war on. So literally the only thing that Trump actually did accomplish while he was in office was a tax cut to billionaires. So when people talk about how Trump gave up his salary, and they're still saying it, I'm voting for the guy who gave up his salary. He gave up everything for us. He gave up his salary so that he could get money from overseas because it's unconstitutional for a government official to receive a salary and receive money from overseas. Actually, not even overseas, but from another nation. So he couldn't have received money from any of his out of U.S. companies and the salary from the presidency because of the Constitution. The emolument clause, I think it's called.
Emoluments?
Yes, the emoluments clause. That's why he gave up his salary. But in the meantime, he gave himself a tax break that let him get back $10 to $15 million each year. So the biggest thing that Biden has been fighting is that motherfucking tax break. And it's up next year. And he's already said that's the first thing he's going after. As soon as he can take that tax break down, he's going to. And all the billionaires, people who make over $400,000 a year, their tax cut is going to go from 8% to 24%.
Needs to go to 40.
I mean, I'm with you. But that's Biden's whole campaign this year has been working for the middle class. He knows, and he's been preaching against that tax cut. And in 2025, he can do something about it, finally. And they all know that. That's why the only media you see right now, or 90%. 90% of the media you see right now is Biden should drop out. Biden should drop out. Biden should drop out. Because all the statistics show that Biden has the best chance to beat Trump from every statistical analysis. And they know that. So if they can convince people to turn on Biden, if he does drop out or if he just loses voters, either way, it behooves them because they don't want Biden to fix Trump's tax cut.
I read somewhere somebody thinks that, or actually, I think a poll said that Kamala Harris was polling better against Trump than Biden.
Kamala, and that's not true. I mean, it might be true that in some polls she does better, but all of the statistical analyses proved that Biden has the best chance of anybody in the Democratic Party. I think Michelle Obama was.
That's what I keep saying.
I think Michelle Obama was the only one who's even close to Biden, but she doesn't want to.
I don't blame her.
I mean, Kamala's cool, but here's the thing. So, and this is where
she's mid.
Huh?
She's mid.
I said cool. Cool is a mid.
Yeah, I said mid.
Yeah, cool is
mid is like not cool.
But
it's like lame, acceptable.
But here's the thing about people preaching that she should take over. If anybody in the Democratic Party is saying that Kamala should just take over, they're fucking morons. The people in our country, and you've been saying this, and I've been sugarcoating it for a while now, but we're becoming the most base morons I've ever seen. It's not even a matter of lack of deduction. It's just most people in our country cannot move from a one thought to another one. Like it's a very real problem. It's like if it's not a meme or a TikTok reel or a Facebook reel from someone that they trust implicitly, they cannot jump logic to that next branch. And so when people say Kamala should take over, they're showing that they can't make that logic jump because who's the vice president right now? Kamala Harris. If Biden is too old and something happens to Biden tonight, guess who takes over?
Takes over?
Huh?
Nothing. I was being silly. What does that mean?
If something happens to Biden tonight, Kamala takes over. So if someone's saying that she needs to run for president, they're morons. Their whole argument is literally moot. It's a moot argument. It's not even an argument. The facile argument, because if something happens to Biden, she is the one that takes over. So if they're saying that she should take over, then she's going to take over if something does happen. But right now, nothing is happening except that the guy is working. And that's so much of that shit going on right now. People keep putting out these arguments that aren't even arguments. I had someone tell me the other day, one of our classmates, bro. I had one of our classmates.
Our classmates? Like high school?
Yeah. I had one of our classmates the other day tell me that it's about Biden's policy, but they couldn't tell me what Trump's policy was. But then they also said that it's not about policy. And I'm like, I couldn't even tell what we were talking about.
Yeah.
It's not about policy, but it is, but you don't know your own candidate's policy.
I think it's a lot more about ideology.
Yes. That's it. I mean, that's the problem we're running into. There's three main issues right now. And that's what disheartened me so much the other day. We got these three main issues right now, and only one of them could go away in November. If Trump loses, Trump will probably go away, as far as politically. If Trump loses, Trump will go away. If by the time the RNC comes around, they decide to put somebody else out there, Trump will go away.
Ow.
But the other two issues won't go away. And the other two issues are these extremist Republicans that aren't even really Republicans, and the people backing them. That's one issue. And the other issue is all the people that are ready to vote for the Republican nominee. Those two issues will remain issues no matter who wins in November. So, anyway. That and all the shit that's going on. I mean, Trump is up to something. He met with Orban last night, yeah?
I didn't know that until you told me. That's a little alarming.
Right? So, talk about... Oh, so here's that...
That's the dude from Hungary, right?
Yes. So here's that lack of jumping to the next branch of logic that I was talking about. So, let's say there's a war that's been going on for 2 years. And somebody says that they could end that war. What's wrong with that statement?
I don't know.
They're not doing it.
I don't want to guess. Oh, do they have the power?
They claim
to. Or
are
they just bloviating?
They claim to. Trump said that he could end it on day one. He could actually end it before then. So if Trump knows how to end, and Zelensky kind of called him out on this last week. Zelensky's like, if Trump knows, we'll listen. But he won't meet with Zelensky. He won't tell anyone else what it is that he thinks will win the war, because everybody knows what it is that Trump will say and do to end the war. He will stop backing
everything to Russia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what Orban has been preaching. Orban has been preaching ending the war. He's been traveling around the world, meeting with Putin, meeting with Xi, about ending the war. He calls it peace. He's like, people need to stop dying. But what he wants to do is for the Ukraine to give up their territory, which is what Trump wants to do. So Trump is touting the fact that he could end the war whenever he wants. Then why doesn't he? If you the claim that you're that kind of savior, what does the book of James tell us for all the Christians out there voting for Trump? The book of James tells us faith without works is dead. Well, if you can end thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of lives, if you could have done it this whole fucking time and you haven't, I mean, that kind of makes you a murderer. But that's that simple jump to the next branch of logic that people can't make. If Trump can make a statement about Project 25 saying, I have no idea what Project 2025 is or who's behind it, but I disagree with it, and I wish them well.
Wish them well.
No, I'm serious. That's what he said. So he denied knowing anything about it or who is doing it, but then he said that he disagreed with it. But then he also said, and I'll point out also that he edited it. So the wish them well part was added later. So he denied that he knew anything about it. He denied that he knew anyone about it. But then he said he disagreed with it. And then he said he wished them well. But we make fun of Biden's cognitive decline.
Yeah.
So among the many, many, many issues with Project 2025, and I will say not all of it is that bad, but a lot of it is. There are a couple of groups that are definitely discriminated against in the 926 pages. The first one called out as black women. It discriminates against black women like right away. Women in general, because men are to be the head of the household in every household. Uh, and then gender identity. So any gender identity, gender preference, gone. Project 2025 is going to do away with the term et al. Same-sex marriages, gone.
I thought they had lost that one.
Oh hell no. They haven't thought. They don't think they've lost anything. They just turned the president into a king, dude. I'll tell you. I think I told you the other day. They should feel lucky that Biden is as honorable as he is, because if it were me, Trump would be dead. I'm sure you've seen the jokes, the memes. Oh, SEAL Team 6. You've seen those, right?
No, not really. I'm assuming they're saying that Biden should use his executive god powers to.
Yes, exactly. So Biden could right now, under the Supreme Court's ruling, Biden could have that day called up SEAL Team 6. This was actually one of the hypotheticals brought up in the hearing. One of the hypotheticals brought up in the hearing, I think it was actually Sotomayor that said, so you're telling me if the president were to call up SEAL Team 6 and have them assassinate a political rival, that should be covered under immunity. And Trump's lawyers said, yeah.
Didn't they waffle on whether or not it would be an official act?
It is an official act because he is the executive chief of the military.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So if Biden were to call up, Biden could right now call up SEAL Team 6, have Trump eliminated, have all of the extremist Republicans eliminated, and he'd be completely covered by the Supreme Court's ruling. In fact, they couldn't submit anything as evidence. They couldn't bring up the conversation that he had with SEAL Team 6 as evidence. Which is one of the things. That's one of the things. That's one of the things in Project 2025. So a couple of weeks ago, it was completely unbelievable that part of 2025 was around, but now it's just there. It's actually been implemented, just like the Chevron, just like Roe versus Wade being overturned. All of that is part of Project 2025. So making the president an autocrat, part of Project 2025. Getting rid of all the civil servants, we're talking about 50,000 plus jobs, I think was the last count, gone. Replace them with trained Republican extremists.
Monkeys.
Yeah. Now, I think they're only planning to replace 20,000 jobs, but that's still 20,000 more crazy people in the government that don't know anything. Well, that don't know as much as the people that they're replacing. We'll say that.
I don't know much.
Gender ideology gone. Same gender marriage gone. Department of Education gone. FBI gone. Environmental protocols gone. President
EPA gone.
Well, that's one of the environmental protocols. President made into an autocrat. Yep. Christian nationalism. Yep. One of the things that you don't see people talk about, but that I found crazy, is there's a part of Project 2025 where it says the Central Intelligence cannot investigate finances. Now, I will say my favorite part of Project 2025 is there's this one part where it's talking about how the authors of 2025 find current law confusing, and what was their word? What was it they said? Let me see if I can find it. It's a lot. Difficult to understand. The authors,
Wow.
the authors of Project 2025. There's a couple of lines in there where they're talking about current law is difficult to understand and confusing. So they want to replace our current law because they can't understand it. I'm like, well, that explains a whole lot. That's why you've got our Supreme Court that's actually breaking the law.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Well, they did. Their ruling was unconstitutional. In fact, their ruling was unconstitutional in multiple ways, because not only was their ruling against what it says in the Constitution, but it was also against the constitutional implementation of separation of powers, because the Supreme Court is not supposed to make laws. What branch does that? Legislative. So what we had last week was the judicial.
I'm just a bill.
We had the judicial system making legislative things. I haven't had enough Shiner. Need more alcohol.
They need to know their place.
Well, that's obvious, but that's again, this is stuff that they stopped teaching us in school. I mean, you and I had economics, but kids nowadays they don't have economics. The average person should know that the Supreme Court just made an unconstitutional ruling. The separation of power separation of power should
Presley knew.
Huh?
I said Presley knew. She never mind. I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it.
Well, separation of power should just be a common term, in my humble opinion. As anti-political as I am, and stupid as I am, I knew it. Separation of power, separation of state. I get that separation of state is not actually in the Constitution, but the guy that wrote part of the Constitution, if not most of the Constitution, sent a letter saying it was implied in the First Amendment. Which, if you think about it, makes sense. If you have freedom of religion, guess who else has freedom of religion? People that don't have your fucking religion.
Or any religion at all.
Well, I mean, religion is just two or more people sharing the same belief system. But I mean, that's part of the issue too. That's that second. That's that. I mean, it's all the same problem. That's that second branch of logic that people can't understand. If you have a problem with someone that's a dude thinking that they're a chick, you have a problem with their belief. But you want people to adopt your beliefs. You're a fucking hypocrite. You think everybody should adhere to your beliefs, but you can't adhere to someone else's beliefs. You're a fucking hypocrite and you're a prejudice. It's that simple.
But they don't care.
No, they don't care, because how many people do you know? How many people do you talk to every day? Just give me a percentage. Percentage of people that you personally talk to each day that can see past their nose. Their perception stops.
5.
I'm being metaphorical. I'm asking you a serious question with a metaphor. I'm sorry. How many people do you talk to, percentage each day, that are not self-conceited, self-centered?
Maybe 5.
That's the problem. That's one of the 3 issues we're running into. That's one of the big 3 issues that we've got. That is one of our existential issues, is that those people are still going to be here in November. What's sad is, I was working at the ER during COVID, and at the time, I'm like, COVID really ripped everybody's masks off. Only now do I realize that it wasn't COVID that ripped everybody's masks off.
What was it?
Motherfucking Trump.
I can't believe the pandemic was that long ago. That's wild. We've had all of Trump, and then now pretty much all of Biden's presidency. It feels like it was just 2 or 3 years ago.
And exactly. And that's another sign of that lack of jumping to the next branch of logic. You see all this shit. People are posting all these things about, Trump's or not Trump, Biden's economy. Oh no, I must be 81 years old because I missed the name up. But you see all these posts where people are saying that Biden's economy is shit, Biden's inflation is shit, and it's like, yeah, because he's still recovering from Trump's economy. We are literally the #1 country in the world as far as recovery from the pandemic. #1, not an exaggeration.
That's
Inflation.
why we have the inflation we have right now.
Well,
It's because of the steps they took to protect the economy from the pandemic.
Well, no. So most of that is actually trickle down economics, which is what Biden is fighting more than anything else. So the reason our inflation is so bad right now is, yes, because of Trump's presidency in particular. I mean, it would have gone up anyway, just because billionaires are billionaires. But because of Trump's presidency, when the billionaires got that much of a bracket increase, we'll just call it that, that much returns. When the billionaires got that much returns, wages didn't go up, unemployment went, well, I guess unemployment went up, jobs went down, excuse me. So unemployment shot up, wages did not go up. Billionaires saw no reason to not increase profits anymore because, I mean, monopolization is, yes, illegal, but I mean, how many little businesses survived COVID? So if all the big corporations don't have that many people to compete with, then there's no reason to lower their prices. Trickle down economics. So when they don't have to lower their prices, they won't lower their prices. That's what Biden's talking about when he's saying we're seeing record highs, like more than record highs in profit, big company profit. It's like doubled this year, I think. Big company profit is like doubled this year. That's crazy. So you've got the profit is increasing exponentially, but unless you're in California, wealth is not increasing, wage is not increasing, jobs are increasing. So Biden's got the best jobs, like just about ever. I can't say ever. So I think FDR's economy was about as good as Biden's, which is funny because in his last term, FDR couldn't have done a debate at all. But people forget that shit. He had to be wheeled across the stage. But we're making fun of Biden? Seriously? That's where we are now? Anyway, so jobs are up. Inflation
Life in
is,
front of cameras.
yeah.
The 24-hour news cycle, etc.
Inflation is not going up. Jobs are up. Dow, all-time high. NASDAQ, all-time high. The border, better after he implemented his executive law, which he had to do because the Republicans twice shot down a bipartisan Congress bill on the fucking border because Trump told them to. Why doesn't the media cover that at all? Why didn't it cover that at all? Of course it didn't cover
Well, I'm sure it did in passing, but it doesn't sell commercials.
No, a couple of stations did, like MSNBC. And people get mad at MSNBC because you go to look at a video about Biden on Fox or Washington Post and it's 12 minutes long. You go look at the same video on MSNBC and it's an hour and 20 minutes. That's why people get mad at MSNBC. But the Biden economy is actually fucking great. Literally the envy of the world. Even China is not as good. Our GDP, the highest. I mean, a few years back, we weren't. We were not the highest GDP. Now we are. So, highest GDP, highest recovered economy. Jobs are up. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh. You went to broken camera symbol.
Oh, I'm fiddling with some things.
Oh, gotcha. Jobs are up. Inflation's not going up. Oh, gas prices are down. Biden actually, I'm going to say begged. He kind of went down on one knee to ask some of the big companies to lower grocery prices, and they did go down at a few of them. They announced that they were going to help out. McDonald's has helped out, as I recall. So a lot of the food prices have stagnated, if not gone down. The border is better. Medicare, Medicaid, best they have been. Biden is working on a global, well, national. He's working on a national child care plan as well as medical coverage. He's already made it so that medical debt is not part of your credit score anymore. But you see people posting all this shit about Biden's economy, Biden's economy, Biden's economy. The things that are bad about Biden's economy are because of Trump's economy. And then what's sad is people don't even understand how tariffs work. How does that happen? How have we gotten so bad that people don't understand how a tariff works? Trump is telling people at his rallies, at the debate, Trump is telling people that he's going to increase tariffs on everything outside of the U.S. by 10%. That means our costs are going up.
Yeah, but it's American protectionism.
But
it's typical populism.
Right, but people at these rallies, they praise him. He says that. He's telling them that their prices are going to go up, and they're like, yeah, motherfucker.
No, he's telling them, I'm going to make it harder to buy foreign, which is going to make people buy American.
But
they don't even register better prices.
But we're not going to be buying American.
Well, no, but that's what that is saying, though. That's why anybody talks about tariffs.
It's what he's trying to say. It's the impression that he is trying to give. I agree with you on that. But that is not what he's actually saying. It is a con job.
It's what, but that's what he's trying to convey to them, what he wants them to believe. Yeah.
Just like all the media posting that Biden is old, it's the same shit. It's all a con job, and we have gotten to a point as
he's old as shit, dude. Doesn't mean he's not a better candidate, but he's old.
I said too old.
But I think he's too old, but I'm not clamoring for him to step down or anything.
At the point he can't do the job, then he's too old. If he's still doing the job, he's not too old.
Yeah.
He messes a name up. 2 different conferences, once each time. One time he caught it, one time he didn't. He messed a name up. Trump confused the chick that he sexually assaulted with his wife, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
By I. I'm not talking about her name.
They never had high standards for Trump to meet anyway. So the fact that he's not meeting any of them doesn't make a difference. What he's doing is putting judges in place to ensure their theocracy comes to fruition.
But the fact that it's not making a difference is a problem. The double standard is a problem. I don't care if it's Trump. It's even worse. It's even worse that we don't call it out because he does it all the time. That's even worse. It should be called out every fucking time.
You can point out the double standard, but to harp on it's not going to do anything. It's not going to change anybody's mind. It's not going to stop existing. You just need to note it and then move on to another subject.
I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm talking to you about one of the issues.
No, yeah, I get that. No, totally. I'm just saying that even if it's a huge issue, it's not an issue that will ever sway anything or change anybody's mind or anything like that.
Well, it won't change the zealot's mind. That's why I'm saying that that's one of the problems we're running into. Those people will still be here. Those people will still be here in November. So we've got the problem of the Republican extremists and the billionaires will still be here in November. Even if Biden wins. Well, for one, if Biden wins, something bad's going to happen. Plain and simple. Trump is all but promising it. We've got a nuclear Russian submarine off the coast of Florida, 5 Russian battleships. We had Orban here yesterday. Trump is meeting covertly with the Arab nationals and with the Russian embassy. People caught his plane parked in between them last week. Russia got caught trying to assassinate a government official. What was it, yesterday? And Trump is guaranteeing...
I missed that.
Yeah. And Trump is guaranteeing that something is going to happen if he's not elected. So if Biden wins, first and foremost, we're still in trouble. If Biden wins, 2/3 of the issue will still be here. And everybody's like, well, stop talking so much about politics. It's not even just politics anymore. It is literally, it's existential, and it is also environmental. The Republican extremists, they are against the environment, and you can deny. I don't even understand how people can deny climate change anymore. I really don't.
Right.
I really don't. Dude, the fucking Earth is even moving away from the sun every year. What is it, like 0.6 inches every year? I think so. I think it's zero point 0.6 inches every year. The moon or the Earth is moving away from the sun, and we're fucking people are dropping dead. Miranda's uncle D passed away the other day from the heat.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You live in Houston or something?
No, I believe it's for one they were on vacation. I don't know where they were, but they live close to Farmers Branch. But I mean, um, tourists from the U.S.
That's so
just
fucked up.
yeah, tourists from the U.S. just passing people in the Nevada desert the other day. People just dropping from the heat left and right. 1,000 people in a religious pilgrimage week before last died from the
The
heat.
Hodge.
It's fucking nuts. But no, there's no. What is it? Trump says there's going to be more beachfront property. That's not even how math works, you motherfucker. It's not even how math works. There would be less beachfront property, you son of a bitch. Oh my. Anyway,
You weren't all this fired up when he first ran, were you?
no, because we were rope-a-doped.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any possible way he could beat her. Like, it never even occurred to me that it might be possible until election night.
That whole campaign was a joke. I mean, I didn't want to vote for her either. I mean,
No, but
she's
it's not
probably
even the same universe.
she's probably evil as shit. I can understand why the other countries would interfere with that. And see, that's another thing. So if the guy has been caught meddling with the election. Let's just say the one that he was convicted of already. So if he successfully, because he did, interfered with the election that he won, he may not even have won. This guy may not even should have been our president. You ever think about that?
Well, yeah. He didn't win the popular vote.
It was a close fucking
He won
election.
the electoral. Yeah, it was close, but he didn't even win the popular vote.
That's my point.
Yeah.
He
I don't
interfered.
think that.
He interfered, and that's really, I mean, you know how I feel about the Electoral College, but that's why the Electoral College is there to make sure that someone that shouldn't be in office shouldn't be in office. If all that shit came out before the election, they probably would have made sure that he didn't see the office.
Nah.
It is
Everybody's
possible.
just too partisan. It's too partisan. There's no way.
I'm not saying
They don't
what?
care. Seriously, the Republicans don't give a fuck who it is in top.
No, I'm
They're
talking
going to
about
back them.
no, I'm talking about the Electoral College. It's so 2016 versus now. Open morality completely different. Before the election of 2016, open morality versus open morality now, completely different. That's actually kind of what we were talking about when I said it. When
What
I
is
said
open morality?
being open about, what, this person committed adultery, that's bad. In 2016, that was still kind of a general consensus. They committed open adultery, they probably shouldn't be in the presidency. Now,
Whatever. He said
after
they had him
Trump,
on tape, grab him by the pussy,
I'm pretty
and he
sure
still
didn't
won.
that come out later?
No, that was a valid point. Like,
Did it?
yeah, dude. They don't give a fuck. Those religious hypocrites who pretend to care about having godly people, they don't care. As long as he's doing God's work and putting the judges in that's going to keep the baby killers from killing babies, that's all they give a fuck about. The single issue voters
I still
decided that.
I think with some of them that's true, but the majority of them, I think it's just what's in their pocket. I think it's all money.
Well,
The
they're being lied to
The
then
Republican base we're
because they're
talking
not
about,
fucking rich enough.
people talk about how Biden has got a bunch of money. Put any Republican up against Biden, any. They are the wealthy party.
Well, not the voters, though. Not the ones that keep them in power. They're rural Christians.
I'm talking about the politicians.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so their actual agenda is only, well, some of that's blank, so 15 pages long. It's 15 pages with not a single specific. It's got 20 bullet points that are just general goals. Project 2025 was 926 pages.
It's wild. It's been around for a minute. I'm surprised that it's all bubbled to a head like this.
Well, so for one, I mean, people like me have been pumping anything they can out about it. But the kicker was that Taraji P. Henson at the BET Awards, she was hosting. And so she went off about Project 2025 on BET. And I'm going to say that that probably happened because of Jasmine Crockett, in all honesty. Because Jasmine Crockett has been fighting 2025 tooth and nail. And Raskin too.
She's awesome.
She really is. And but a lot of the Democratic officials have been fighting it openly. So I think Jasmine is probably the reason why it got around to Taraji. And then in the BET Awards, she just went off on 2025. After that, it was funny because people were posting that Trump was scared because 2025 was trending more than Taylor Swift. So anyway, same day that Trump started sweatily denying 2025, the Republicans posted this ragtag agenda. Yeah, so this is their agenda. It's 20 bullet points. Seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. By the way, both of those are part of 2025. End inflation and make America affordable again. Make America the dominant.
That's so funny.
Huh?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, not anything about how they're going to do that. They're just doing it.
Exactly. Make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. What's funny about that is, guess who is?
It's already happening.
And guess who did it? Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. We are the manufacturing superpower. Except Germany, I think. I think Germany's got us beat in that particular item. I think so. I'm going to stick by that.
That's a call for jobs. That's all that is. Everybody remembers the golden age of the 60s and 70s and all the auto manufacturing jobs that were there, all the union auto manufacturing jobs that brought a whole heap of people into the middle class.
Yeah, and being the only country that wasn't ravaged by World War II. Yeah.
But that's
large tax cuts.
Never coming back.
Large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips.
What? Say it again.
No tax or large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. Trump's been preaching that for like 2 weeks now. Defend our Constitution. This is bullet point 7. Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. Prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country, all made in America. End the weaponization of government against the American people. So bullet point 9 is in direct contradiction of bullet points, what was it? 2 and anyway.
The deportation?
Stop the migrant crime epidemic, of which there isn't one. Demolish the foreign drug cartels. I mean, I'm for that one. Crush gang violence and lock up violent offenders, excuse me. In the meantime, Trump is on the road, bringing gang criminals up on stage.
Who did you bring up on stage?
He brought up 2 convicted murderers that were part of a gang violence criminality suit.
Why did you do that?
Why is he saying that he's going to pardon all of the J6ers? And that what's that libertard that's locked up for all the shit that he did online? He said he'd pardon him too. Can't remember his name. Rebuild our cities, including Washington D.C., because we fucked it up a few years back, making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. Strengthen and modernize our military, making it without question the strongest and most powerful in the world. Keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. Fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. Cancel the
That's a lie.
Right? Cancel the electric vehicle mandate and cut costly and burdensome regulations. In other words, fuck the environment. We'll keep it the way it is. Cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, and political content on our children. On the bright side, at least this bullet point would get the Bible removed from schools.
No, it wouldn't.
By their own rationale.
That infringes upon their freedom of religion.
DJ, I was going
if you
by
try and take their Bible out.
You know what I was doing. I was going by their own rationale. Their own code of ethics would, by their own rationale, be outlawed from schools.
Their code of ethics by our rationale.
No, by their printed rationale. By their rationale, the Bible would not be allowed in schools because it does, in fact, contain inappropriate racial, sexual, and political content. All 3.
Oh, that's funny. You're talking about it being censored?
Yeah, Oklahoma fucking doesn't understand. So Oklahoma just made it a law that they have to teach the Bible in school. Could you imagine being a history teacher in Oklahoma right now? These little Christian kids are going to be going home going, Mommy and Daddy, did you know that the Noah flood was way before Noah was even alive?
They're not. They're going to teach the Sunday school version of the middle school Sunday school version of the Bible, and then prosperity Christianity.
Apparently, my fellows just watched Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
How was it?
I liked it. If you wanna see it for free, you can borrow my Amazon.
Oh, I didn't know it was on Amazon. I have Amazon.
Yeah, Miranda's really having a hard time. If you've got Anthony's number, I would send your blessings. She's not doing well. So the other night I bought it for her.
What's wrong with her?
Her uncle died.
Oh, that's what's bothering her? Okay. I'm sorry. I thought for a minute she was like really sick or something.
No, they were very close. It's the equivalent of me dying and Anthony taking it. Certainly.
Oh, that's rough.
Keep men out of women's sports. Deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college camp. Deport pro-Hamas radicals, D.
Yeah.
One more time for the people at home. Deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic.
You need to say why that's such a big deal. You can't just repeat that.
Oh, because people can't
like 4 times without.
We can't do the jump to the next branch of logic. So the reason
everybody's jump is not the same as yours. If you want to impress upon them something, you got to spell it out.
The reason why that is hilarious to me, it's not really hilarious. It should be sad. It is sad. So deporting pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. It's when you listen to extremists, no matter what anyone's an extremist of, even me. When someone's being extreme, it's what they're not saying that's as important, if not more, than what they are saying. So, with this 18th bullet point, bullet point, deport pro-Hamas radicals. What they're saying is the people who have been actively, what's the word? When you
Protesting
protest,
Israeli action.
they've been actively protesting the war in, we'll just say Gaza, war in Palestine. So people who have been protesting it, they're wanting to deport them. We're not talking about illegal immigrants. We're talking about
American college students.
U.S. citizens that protest something that they don't agree with should be deported. And I'm not even in Project 2025 right now. Bullet point 19. Secure our election. I can't even say that one with a straight face. Secure our elections, including same-day voting, voter identification, which they already implemented day before yesterday, I think, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship, also the other day. And then the 20th and final bullet point, unite our country by bringing it to new and record levels of success. So congratulations, Republican Party, that's not even a Republican Party anymore, for your new platform that's not even a platform, but pushes your Christian nationalist agenda that is not even Christian. I can't call myself Christian because I don't point of fact worship JC. As DJ can tell you, I've always been a fan, though. I think JC's teachings are great. I think that they mimic some of the other greats, Buddha, Dionysus. I mean, Jesus is basically second. He's Dionysus Jr. So the Christians that are pushing all of these prejudiced, conquering agendas, it's not Christian. They're not Christian. That's why they can't stay out of the Old Testament. They can't. Zechariah this, Exodus that, Jeremiah this. They can't go out of the Old Testament because they are worshiping the conquering God. They're not worshiping JC and his divinity. Jesus preached love. In fact, I think it's, what is it? Galatians 5:22, right, D? Galatians 5:22. For the fruit of the Spirit is faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. So Jesus put love before faith. It's a mess. It's a mess.
That is a big spaghetti mess.
And then the real irony is, I think the biggest, well, I'm not going to say biggest, that's extremist right there. One of the biggest reasons they stay out of the New Testament, I think, is because of Revelations, because their orange idol fulfills every single prophecy of the Antichrist, every one. Yep.
Yeah, they're okay with that, though. It's the same reason we support Israel as hard as we do, is because they want to bring about the end times.
On that, I really, especially after tonight, I really think that Biden. Oh yeah, I know you got to go. Do you want me to break down last night and tonight, or do you got to go?
I can't go. I can't stick around for that. I was waiting for an opportunity to bow out.
I figured I was giving it to you.
My bad. Thanks. I appreciate
No, it's
it.
not bad.
It was real.
It
Thanks.
was.
Good job streaming.
What?
I said good job streaming. We figured something out.
You at 2? At 2, Brains A.
Yeah. Maybe tomorrow you can go over the speech because I do want to hear about that.
Yeah, just say the word. I will be using this as my art stream from now on as well. So I'm gonna do, and for viewers also, I'm gonna do it's like a Sunday service, like a church service for the Eleusinian. It's not, I mean, it's not really gonna be that much of a church service, but for people who don't, have a church or go to church or feel welcomed in church, like me, just a place to go and worship what you want. As long as it's compassionate, please don't bring a non-compassionate worship to a compassionate
Vibes only.
But I am quite literally a pagan worshiper of Dionysus, so I will follow suit in what we do on Sundays. But it's a safe haven, basically. So it's safe haven. Come in, get some fellowship that's not going to judge you.
What time are you doing that on Sunday?
I don't know. If you want to be part of it, I'll work around you. If not, I'll probably do it in the mornings or maybe 11. I was thinking maybe 11 Sunday mornings.
That works. Okay, I can attend that.
Okay.
All right, I'm out though for tonight.
Yep.
Good
Love
job.
you, bro.
Later, dog.
Later.
Love you.